That we have covered extensively here on WUSA 9, the murder of a well-known photographer, Joe Shymanski, near D.C. in 2023. His ex-wife, Heather Snyder, reported him missing, and authorities found his remains near her ex-boyfriend, Brandon Holbrook's home. Now, he was convicted of the crime. The two men never met, and Heather has never been charged. But Shymanski's family insists that she knows more than she's admitted.
And in a strange twist, 48 Hours contributor Nikki Batista grew up with Heather, the woman at the center of this case. She sat down for an exclusive interview.
And Nikki joins us now. Just an incredible coincidence. Nikki, thank you for joining us. What was it like to interview your friend?
The very best word is surreal. I hadn't seen or communicated with Heather Snyder since that day in 1998 when I crowned her homecoming queen until this story reconnected us. I hadn't even heard about it, despite the fact we're from the same town, because it happened in your neck of the woods in D.C. It was actually a 48 Hours producer who learned about the story. He's from the D.C. area, found Heather Snyder, and she mentioned that she knew me, and that's how I ended up on this story. Pretty remarkable.
Yeah. It's not just Joe's family and friends that have raised suspicions about her, though. So give me some details about that.
So during Brandon Holbrook's trial, his lawyers raised the idea that Heather might somehow be involved. She was mentioned at his trial more than 400 times. As you mentioned, she's never been charged with a crime. She's never been a suspect in Joe Shymanski's murder. She told me she wanted to set the record straight. At Brandon Holbrook's trial, she was called to testify, but she pleaded the fifth. I was there. The jury gasped. I asked her, why'd you make that decision? And she said she didn't want her words to be twisted, but we sat down and talked for 3 hours. I asked her a lot of really tough questions, a lot of questions I think the Shymanskis and the viewers will have. You hear a lot more of that tomorrow night on 48 Hours.
We will definitely be tuning in, so will our viewers. But let me ask you, did Brandon Holbrook have a motive to murder Joe Shymanski?
It's a good question. So there's no evidence Brandon Holbrook or Joe Shymanski ever met, which you mentioned. Heather is the common denominator. But prosecutors argued that Brandon Holbrook was so obsessed with Heather Snyder, so in love with her, and he knew that they had had an ugly, contentious divorce, Heather and Joe, and that she disliked him, and that Brandon Holbrook, because of this love for Heather and hate for Joe Shymanski, took matters into his own hands.
Well, Nikki, we look forward to seeing this story when it airs. So thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to talk to us about this. Thank you.
Thank you.